Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, today just going to run through quickly some instructions on how to convert in-page documents into Microsoft Word and other things which are connected to that. First of all, to be able to view the Urdu nicely and be able to to have nice Urdu fonts on your Microsoft Word, you need to download a nice Urdu font. Now the best place to do that is if you go to urdu.ca, then you will come to this very useful website, and on here you say awwal Urdu font nasab kijiye. Now if you click on that, okay, so once you're here, this will tell you how to install that font, so your writing appears like you can see on the screen here. If you are using Windows XP or Vista, and I think that includes Windows 7, you can click here. Once you click there, it will automatically start downloading. Okay, so it's 18 megabytes. Once it's downloaded, you can follow these instructions. It's a installation package. There's some instructions here of how to use it on Apple Mac. I don't have one of them, so I'll just wait for it to finish downloading. Okay, my computer already has it installed, so this is where it's asking to allow permission. So user control, you press yes, and then it will install. Next, install. You might just install despite the fact that I already have it installed. Okay, so that's finished. That's the font installed. If we go back to the main page, then the second thing which will be very useful is Urdu Sauti keyboard, something in the middle, I'm not sure how you say that. Nasab kijiye, install kijiye. Now this is a keyboard which is very similar to, if not completely the same as the in-page one. Right, download and run Urdu phonetic keyboard installer. Again, that's what you need to do. It's pretty much like the other one, you just install it. We'll do that. Again, it's user control, ask for permission, press yes, installing. Okay, I already have it, so it's asking, so I'll just press repair. You will press remove, install if you don't have it already. Repair, that's finished. Urdu phonetic keyboard has been successfully installed. Press close. Now what you should get here is this: you are Urdu Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Okay, so we'll leave that there. If you want to change that, you go to here. What you can do is you right click on this en and you press settings. Once you go to settings, you will have the languages here, so you can imagine if you don't have it, you can remove it like so. You can also add it like so. You press the add button, scroll down to find Urdu, and don't just press it. If you open the keyboard, so then here you'll have Urdu phonetic keyboard 1. If you just press Urdu, then it will be the standard Microsoft Urdu keyboard, which you have to get very familiar with. Press OK, that will be back on here. This is where you select which one you want as your default. I keep it as English, apply or OK. So now you have them here, so you can select Urdu whenever you need it. Right, so that's for preparing your computer to be able to handle Microsoft, to be able to handle Urdu in Microsoft Word. Okay, now for the actual conversion process. So here I've got a folder which has loads of in-page work in it. Just to make life easy for myself, I'm going to make a copy of it. Copy, paste, copy of in-page work. You'll realize this is just something that I do. Now what I have here is I have two versions of in-page installed. One is the in-page 3, the actual official demo, In the demo you can't do much, you can't even copy, but I use this because it's very stable and you can see the original layout that the author of the original work chose. So open. So what I'm going to do in here is from the desktop I'm going to choose in page work and open the first one, Babul Aqiqa. Right, this document, don't worry about that, you can ignore that. Right, so here we have the original. This is how the author wished it to be. Okay, now in this other old version of InPage, because it's a full version, I'm going to open from the other copy file. You know, if because the reason for this is this one won't display the fonts properly, but if yours displays the fonts properly originally, you don't need to do this. Anyway, so what you'll do is you want to select the text. So the easiest way to do it, because sometimes you have two pages like here and you can't just drag two pages in. Page is very limited in that sense. So what you want to do is just press control, hold control and press A, select all. Don't worry about that, hasn't highlighted, it's still selected. So it's selected everything. Right click, copy. Now on your clipboard you have that whole document, however big it is. Now what you need to do is go to urdu.ca again, and now near the bottom, Urdu से मुताल्लिक़ा सहूलतें, in page से Urdu Unicode तहरीर बनाए. This is the one you want to press. Once you press that, this converter should come up. Convert from in page to Urdu Unicode text. Okay, click in here and right click paste. So that's all your in page data in there. Jamil Nuri Nastalik is probably the one you want to use. That's the font we just installed. Reverse numbers, digits, I'm not sure how that works, so I'm going to try it without it. Press convert and it will load this. So there you go. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Right to the bottom. So highlight all of that. Didn't catch all of it. Highlight all of that, control copy. Now this is what you want to take into Microsoft Word. Okay, so now when you go into Microsoft Word, the first thing you want to do is you want to, this, if you look at this, this is left to right text direction. So you want to take it to right to left. You notice the cursor goes on that side. Now it's going to treat the document as a right to left for Urdu and Arabic and so on and so forth. A quick way of doing that is if you press Control and Shift on the left hand side, it will make it left to right, and if you press Control and Shift on the right hand side, it will take it to that side. In any case, you want to paste all of the text. Now what you will notice straight away is it's lost a lot of formatting, yeah, and that's why I've kept this one. Right, this is what it's supposed to look like, or this is what it originally looked like. Ignore the margin lines, this is just the way InPage presents things. But like for example, this Bismillah is bigger and it's centered. This writing is smaller. You can see how the numbering was originally done. Now if we look at the Microsoft Word one, Bismillah, everything's the same size, 13.5. That's no longer centered. The brackets have messed up. These were dots here and they've turned into small dashes and so on and so forth. So this is one of the problems. The other problem is if we press this button here, yeah, show hide, this shows the formatting symbols. Once we press that, what you'll notice is this little sign here, right, this little angled arrow, it's a line break, I think that's what it's called, but it's what appears when you press shift and you press enter. When you hold shift and you press enter on the keyboard, what happens is it gives you a line break. What that means is technically this is all one paragraph. So for example, what does that mean? If I want to center this, it will center the whole, because this is all considered one paragraph. I can't put one set of formatting on this and then another set of formatting on this. Now this is one problem. So one way of going around that is to actually place the cursor here, press the delete, not backspace, bring it back onto one line and press just enter. Now that will make it two separate paragraphs. This is a paragraph mark. What you see there now, that's a paragraph mark. So now I can change the formatting of just that line. I can bring it to the center, for example. I can increase the size. I should highlight it first. I can increase the size and so on. I can change the spacing, increase the space, and so on and so forth. What you will notice is that throughout the whole document, every line almost has got that. It's got a line break where it should have a paragraph break. Okay, right. Now one way of, I'm going to undo that so we go back to the original state of the document. Oh, actually I'll leave it at that. Yeah, one way of quickly changing all of this is to do this. If you press Control A, or you don't need to do that anyway, but if you go press Control F, find, go here and go to replace. Yeah, this is a special trick of how to do this. And you go to more, go to replace, find what, press there, find what, keep the cursor inside there, and go to special. Yeah, this way, if you don't press more, that option won't come up. You have to press more, special, and go to column break, manual line break. That's the one you want. That's what it's called, manual line break, right? And replace it with, now put the cursor in the replace part and replace it with a paragraph mark. And now go to find next. So it's highlighted this. When you replace that, see what it's done? It's changed that from a line break to a paragraph break. So you can replace, and you'll always find the next one, replace, replace. So if you've got loads of them, some of them you want to keep as a line break, or some of them you're better off replacing once at a time. Like for example, if I don't want to make that one into a paragraph, I can just press next and it will leave that one. Usually you'd want to change them all, so you just press replace all. Yeah, and there it says made 14 replacements. Okay, so that's one problem solved. First of all, if we remove that, then we're back to normal. So that's one piece of formatting. If you don't change that, it will give you a lot of headaches because you won't be able to manipulate the text in the way you want to. Right, the second problem that we can see here is that the brackets have inverted themselves. So the first bracket was supposed to be, you know, the other way, so it's changed itself, so on and so forth. One thing we will do is select all and make sure that it's right to left. Yeah, left to right, this will give you problems. It might look well there, but it's supposed to be right to left. Okay, now what we can do is we can do something similar. If we go to find, replace, in the find, if we put that bracket, just bear in mind one thing, you want to select Urdu. Yeah, so in the find we put that bracket which we have there, and then in the replace we put that bracket, we put that bracket. Yeah, and find next. Okay, that's not okay, that's not solving the problem. That's not solving the problem.